Hello and welcome to the Woldingham Dome for the second innings of the second test between Alex's 11 and Dan's 11. Alex's 11 hold a 1-0 lead in the series going into this game, but they have started disastrously, skittled for 114 after winning the toss. Dan's 11, the bowling was absolutely superb, led by James Ramsey, and we're going to go straight back to the Dome now to see how they got on in their reply. Looks like it's going to be Jake Butler to start us off. Important that he bowls a good over here. Alex's 11 will be deflated after that batting effort. It's important that they set the right tone with the ball, try and launch a fight back. And that is a good start from Butler. Equally important that Sharif and Mogridge calm things down early on. Dan's 11 in such a great position here. They'll be looking at a big lead. And that'll get them on their way. First runs. 4 to Yusuf Sharif. Batted really nicely in the first test, in the second innings, the run chase there. Disappointment when he was dismissed for 44, and he's timed that very nicely. So signs that he may still be in prime nick. Has beaten him. Now they're going to go. A little bit of confusion there. Sharif should get home and does. And it's a throw from West. It's overthrow. Sharif wants to go again. Mogridge not coming with him. Oh, and he's missed. I think it's James Maguire down there at long on. But he had Sharif there. We'll have another look. Confusion all over the place. All over the place there. And it was Bevan West's throw. And if James Maguire can hit the stumps here, Sharif is nowhere near. In fairness, Max Mogridge, inexperienced. Does take some time to get used to this format, and the inexperience shows there. And for Sharif, a lot of wasted energy. But most important thing for him, still there. That's a bit shorter from Butler. Doesn't tend to bowl that bouncer too often. Uses it as a real surprise ball. And goes back to his in-swinger. That's his stop ball. That's where he's so good, Jake Butler. Moves it a long way. And when he's on the money, he causes problems. Targets the stumps every ball when he's at his best. And not been too far off it in that over. Some decent nuts in there from Jake Butler. It's 5 for none off the first. And looks like we're going to see Rob Maguire, superstar in this format, bowled a brilliant over to kill the last game. In the air. Well, I think that's hit the forearm. Gets Maguire going though. That'll G him up for the rest of the over. Don't think it would have been out though. I think that's come off the forearm. But Sharif on his toes now. Timed it well. Again, the running's a bit erratic, but no harm done. Right behind it. Very good play out off his legs, Yusuf Sharif. West does the fielding. Need a moment of magic from Rob Maguire. He so often delivers, and they'll be relying on him here if they're going to have any chance of getting a lead, if possible. But I think they'll take anything below 50 as a lead for Dan's team. If they can knock Dan's 11 over for anything sort of under 160, they'll be very happy. Oh, that's a lovely shot. What a piece of timing that is. Sharif looks as though he is still in his good form from the previous test. Used the pace of the ball, made sure it came out the middle. Timed it absolutely beautifully. Straight of mid-on. I'll tell you what, for the first handful of balls in your innings, that is a lovely piece of timing. Well played, Yusuf Sharif. And right behind that again. Looks in good nick already here. 9 for none. And we're going to have a look at the debutant, Callum Letts. Loosener down leg to start with. Looks to have a bit of pace about him. Lively cricketer. That's a good nut. Mogridge just about chomped down on that. Be some nerves for him as well. His first appearance of the series. That's good. Doesn't need to be wafting at those, Mogridge, but it's a good delivery from Letch. Drew him into it. Got a bit of shape on it as well. And they're going to pick one up here. Not called a wide, so just one bite. And down leg, just struggling with his range a little bit, but completely understandable. We've never played in this format of the game before. Does take some getting used to, the movement on that ball and the dimensions of the pitch, only 13.1 yards. And he was a little bit scattergun there, Callum Letts, but manages to get away with just the one bye off it in his first over of backyard cricket. We're going to see James Maguire now, hero with the bat in the last test, but made a duck earlier on in this match. Reliable bowler, James Maguire, and they'll be looking for a tight over from him here. Never usually gives away too much. Solid, dependable cricketer. Started with a couple of dots here. Not quite found a radar. They haven't really bowled a threatening delivery yet, Alex's 11. Not really been a sniff of a wicket up till now. Couple of nice shots from Sharif and some lacklustre running between the pair, but other than that, it's been a fairly quiet start here. Oh, that's a better ball from Maguire. That's closer to where he needs to be. That's good length again. Improved as this over's gone on, James Maguire. Starting to probe now. And back of length that time, Mogridge right over the top of it. That was well played actually, 10 for none. Bit of a change of pace now. Nav Saeed, not had a great start to the series or to this match. Pair in the first innings, followed by just 8 here, and got smacked around a bit in that first game, and he's not started well here. Boundary off his first ball. Sharif cashes in. Short and wide, can't expect really anything else. Good bit of footwork from Sharif, controlled it nicely. That's beautifully played. He got into position really early there, Yusuf Sharif. Decisive footwork. No signs of nerves here. Got right across early and made sure he hit it down. And he's put Saeed under the pump immediately here. Oh, and another short ball, and it's going to be 4. Well, that was a lot less convincing. Probably harsh to call it a drop from the wicketkeeper. Don't think he had any chance, really. Oh, and it's going to be another boundary. Boundaries off the first 4 balls of the over. Saeed under all kinds of pressure here. That was deliberately played. The first one was an under edge that he got away with. That one quite deliberate. And Saeed's response is to fire one down leg. Confidence is just not there with Nav Saeed at the minute. No runs to speak of or any particular bowling performance of note to speak of yet. And ends with another boundary. Placement from Sharif, excellent. He's raced to 28. 20 of them from that over. That's a bit of a bruiser for Nav Saeed. Yeah, he won't want to rewatch this. Couple of short balls to start with. In one sense, that's unlucky, but at the same time, it was another short and wide one. That was a clever shot from Sharif. Played that really well. And that's a lovely stroke. That was hard work for Saeed. Confidence fragile at the minute. Started his series abysmally. And that was not what they needed. And we're going to make way for the debutant now. Well, that's a good start from Bevan West. Good pace. Primarily a batsman, but quite capable of sending down the odd good cherry. And it's been a good start from him here, the debutant. That's good from Max Mogridge. Really solid behind that. Classical forward defence. Doesn't get too low in his stance, Mogridge. It's been a trend that the taller players have been the ones that have struggled with the bat, and their response has generally been to try and get low as possible. Mogridge tends to stay more upright, and he's flicked that one away for 4. That gets him off the mark in backyard cricket. Had to dig in so far. Hasn't had some of the freebies that Sharif has had at the other end. But he's dug in and got himself off the mark. And Maguire does the fielding. Another over goes by at Dan's 11. Well, as we expected, totally dominant at the moment. It's 6 for none, and the captain is going to take charge of things here. Alex Smith, what can he bring to the table? Oh, he's bought them a wicket, and it's a cracker. That's a brilliant delivery. Yusuf Sharif, the form batsman from the first test, and started really well here. Smith has knocked him over first ball. That's a textbook left armer's dismissal. That perfectly landed in swing up. Sharif went across himself a bit. Good bit of bowling and a key breakthrough. Sharif's gone for 28. The danger man is 34 for 1. Big wicket that from Smith. The captain steps up with his first ball. Good start to the series with the ball for him. No runs to speak of at this stage, but a wicket in every innings. Economical as well. And he's got Sam Dennis to contend with here, playing in just his second test match. Smith starts with a short one at him. Bit of energy around the side now, bit of noise in the field. Oh, and that's done a bit. Probably a little too short to have Dennis in any real trouble. But good signs of early movement from Smith both ways in this over so far. Looks in good form with the ball. Oh, and he's dropped it. Oh, it's Chapman at gully. Smith so close to 2 in the over, created the chance. It was the outswinger. Oh, and he's put it down. Oh, well, that's relatively soft as chances go in this format. And that's a bit of a waste from Smith. 1 to come. It's been a good over from him. Taken a wicket. Should have had another. Just trying to set the example for the rest of his side here. And that's going to be 4. Dennis gets off and running. That was short and wide. Bit of a hit me ball. Well controlled from Sam Dennis. But all in all, just what Alex's 11 needed from their captain. He's got the breakthrough. He's got the danger man. And turns now to Elliot Fox. Fox to Mogridge. Down leg. Not for the first time today. A bit of a loosener from the bowler's first delivery. That's a good one. Off the boot. No runs. And down leg again. Just struggling for his radar at the moment, Fox. And again. Bit of a subdued start this from Elliot Fox, normally such a bubbly player. And he's wided him. Possibly a touch harsh, but it was out there from Fox. Oh, that's a good one to finish though. Just feel they haven't been able to exploit that enough yet. Mogridge really plants that left foot early in his innings. Haven't been able to find a way through him just yet. 40 for 1. The lead is just 74, and it looks like we're going to see a bit of Ricky Borrett. A lot of discussion going on between Borrett and Smith here about the field. It looks like Borrett wants it packed, and I think Smith's going to give it to him. 3 slips. And a sort of silly point. Not much on the leg side here. Borrett a little off colour with the bat again. Can he make an impact with the ball? Into Dennis. Oh, it is in the air. And caught. Yep, got him on the second attempt. Ricky Borrett strikes with his first ball. Dennis gone. Borrett has dismissed Dennis for the second test match in a row. Smith got a hand to it. The benefits of Smith's height there, managed to get to that. Pop it up in the air for Saeed, who was alert, and Ricky Borrett. What a good start for him. 40 for 2, and Alex's 11 just starting to believe they can pull their way into this game. They're going to have to get past the debutant, Randolph West. Aggressive batsman, doesn't tend to hang around. Quite capable of taking a game away in a very short space of time. But a note on Ricky Borrett. Ended the last test match with a wicket off each of his last 2 balls and has struck with his first delivery here. So of sorts, that's a hat-trick across the 2 tests for Ricky Borrett. Won't count as an official hat-trick. Look at the field he's got there. Both sides sharing a laugh as West takes a blow. Borrett into him again. It's another really, really good delivery, that. Swung the ball more in the early parts of this series than he did last year. Oh, got him. 2 in the over. Alex's 11. They're in the ascendancy now, hauling themselves back into this game, and it's Ricky Borrett leading the charge. 2 wickets in this over. And the debutant Randy West gone for a duck, and that's the ball that did him. Loose footwork, but it has done a bit from Borrett. It was on the money. What a start from him. 2 wickets in his first 4 deliveries. And suddenly, the rest of this test match doesn't look like such a chore for Alex's team now. Just trying to pull themselves back into this game. Such a low total to defend. But they've been brought to life by the captain and the vice-captain here. Alex Smith with the initial breakthrough. And Ricky Borrett has capitalised on it with a massive double strike. And if he could get this man out in the remainder of this over, well, that would do them the power of good. Alvin Sathya is such a wonderful player. Hasn't got his teeth into this series with the bat just yet. But a wonderful, wonderful, high-class cricketer. Got to get him early. Quite capable of going big when he gets in, Alvin Sathya. The vulnerable stage for him is the first 15 to 20 balls. Have to make it count. That's a good one from Borrett. Brilliant over from him. Double wicket maiden. Absolutely superb. It's 40 for 3, and this game looks a little different now. And the last over of the first bowling rotation is going to be for Lewis Chapman. Can he prey on Mogridge's patience? Fought hard up to now, Mogridge. Oh, that's up. That could be out. It is out. It's over the fence, and Chapman strikes second ball. And Dan's 11 really digging themselves a hole now. They're falling apart here at the moment. That's the 4th wicket within the space of 3.2 overs. Lewis Chapman tempted Mogridge into the big shot, and he fell hook, line and sinker. He's gone for 4. And we're entering crisis territory for Dan's team now. But they have got plenty of batting to come, and that's going to start with the debutant James Ramsey. Bowled absolutely brilliantly in the first innings. Made a great impression on this match early on, took 3 for 2, and he's got to show the same kind of composure with the bat now. They'll be praying that he can adapt to this format early here. Desperately need a partnership. And he wafts it his first ball, Ramsey. It was a little lazy. Brilliant start this from Lewis Chapman. That's not so good, but well taken by Ricky Borrett. It is a wide. Noise in the field now. Alex is 11. They've really woken up since that first wicket went down. And that's moved a little for Chapman. That's done a little bit. Good signs for him. Just a ball left to go in what's been an impressive over up to now. Yep, just 2 off it, and the big wicket of Max Mogridge. Well done, Lewis Chapman. 42 for 4 and a new bowling rotation. And no surprise, Alex is 11 looking to strike while the iron's hot. They've gone to Rob Maguire immediately. Their strike bowler, their star bowler. Dan's 11, 4 for 8 in the last 4 overs. And they turn to Maguire. Oh, good delivery. Just landed short of the slip cordon. They are quite deep, the pair of them there. Saeed more so. The problem is, the further up you go, the faster that ball's going to come at you. We know Maguire's quick. It's tough to judge from the slip cordon. I don't think that would have carried even if they were a step or 2 further forward. And Safia struggling a little bit here. Rob Maguire is bringing his A game. Bit of a battle on the cards for the youngster. Doesn't want to give him too many of those, Maguire. If you're going to get Safia playing and missing, you really want the consequences to be serious for him. Don't want him playing and missing down leg. And he's got him. Oh, Maguire takes it. Well, they're all over the place, Dan's team. They're falling apart under pressure here, and Rob Maguire strikes, brought on to do just that. It's a good catch from Bevan West, and they've got the big wicket of Safia. Well, what a turnaround this is. Alex is 11. Started sloppily again with the ball here, but ever since the captain got the first wicket, they have blasted through. Dan's 11. Really cracking under the pressure here. Brought Maguire on to get a wicket, and as is usually the case, he delivers. And this is a big one now. James Crowther, one of the standout players of 2020. They managed to keep him quiet in the first test here. Such a composed and intelligent cricketer. You do get the feeling he will come good eventually in this series. It's just a matter of when. And for Alex's team, they'll be hoping that's not today. If they can knock him over early, then they've got every chance of keeping Dan's 11 within range of their total, 114. And for the first time now, a big lead for Dan's team doesn't look like an inevitability. And that is thanks to the brilliance of this high-class bowling attack that Alex has at his disposal. Ricky Borrett, Lewis Chapman and Rob Maguire delivering vital blows here. And he immediately turns to Ricky Borrett to keep the charge going. Using his bowlers well here, Smith. Going for blood. Oh, and it is a good one. Indecisive from Ramsey. It's going to be a tough act to follow, Ricky Borrett. Double wicket maiden. They'll take any amount of runs in this over if he can get another wicket on the board. Oh, well, he's not going to come much closer than that to doing it. That is a ripper. Loves this angle from round the wicket. It's a much more attacking angle for him. And he's got Ramsey in the spot of bother here, the debutant fighting hard. Oh, and another good one. This is excellent. Excellent from Ricky Borrett, but excellent from the team as a whole. Every over out of the last 5 or 6 has been spot on. Really turned the pressure up a notch. All over them at the minute here, Alex's team. Big partnership, this one. They want to get through the tail as quickly as they can. Oh, and they've dropped another one. Oh, well, that won't help. Oh, James Ramsey gets a life on naught, and Ricky Borrett, another top-class over from him. And it's the debutant Bevan West. The youngster has put it down. Good bit of bowling. It's bounced on Ramsey. That's what's drawn the edge. Unexpected bounce, given that Borrett's not the tallest. But West just wasn't set, wasn't ready for it. He was on the walk when that was on the way to him. And that's what's cost him here. And Smith turns to himself again, no surprise. Made the initial breakthrough. Confidence will be high. And he'll fancy a piece of Crowther here while he's on naught. They can't let Crowther settle. It's so dangerous when he gets in. Good delivery to start with, but a touch wide. What a brilliant fight back this has been. Came out of nowhere, really. Oh, that's a better ball. The dismissal of Yusuf Sharif from Smith really came out of nowhere. And it's flipped this game on its head, completely invigorated the bowlers. Oh, that's a good one. It's been a good one, this from Smith. Kept the pressure on, as he's had to do. Really want to get one more before they get to the part-time bowlers. Really want to nail this one in. While there's a chance they could end up with a lead, which seemed unlikely. But well within reach now. What can the captain produce? Oh, he's produced a sloppy one down leg. Decent over up until that one. Good delivery. And well played from Crowther. Maiden over from Smith. 42 for 5. And if you want to know the importance that one wicket can have on a game, that's before and after the Yusuf Sharif dismissal. 34 for none off 6, 8 for 5 in the last 7. Magnificent turnaround from Alex's team, quite breathtaking. And Butler looking to keep the charge going. Got right behind that, Ramsey. Battling hard at the moment on debut, had a life, dropped on naught. Oh, and has he been dropped again? I think it's Maguire with the gloves who's put this one down. Bounced again on Ramsey, a touch. I'm not sure if he's got a hand on it, Maguire. Yeah, he's just sort of lazily ambled over to it. Jake Butler would be well within his rights to call that one a drop. Ramsey gets another life, both from balls that have popped on him a bit. Oh, and good follow-up from Butler, and an excellent follow-up from Ramsey as well. Solid defence, that. Not looked completely settled at the crease, Ramsey, but he has looked composed, hasn't looked ruffled by the ones that have beaten him or drawn the edge. Played that one well, picked the gap nicely. And a bit wider from Butler. Well, hard enough for a debutant. You don't want to make it any easier for him, and they've done that, Alex's 11, by giving Ramsey a couple of lives. But he's fighting hard out here, Ramsey. Playing really well at the moment. And he's going to get a bit of a breather. Looks like it's going to be Bevan West, the youngster, who's going to have a go at Crowther. And giving us a wide. Loose enough from West. Started wide and went wider. And down leg again. Bowled a tidy first over, Bevan West. Just struggled here. Loose deliveries on both sides of the wicket so far. And just down leg again. Just a feeling that that couple of drop catches might have taken the sting out of Alex's team a little bit. Down leg again from West. He's really struggled in this over. And that one's given us a wide. Not been able to find his range at all. And again, it's going to be another wide. Just signs of the pressure easing off a little bit for Dan's team. They've already performed so well with the ball that they haven't got to do a lot to get parity here. Just one partnership or one player getting going. And they'll be right up close to Alex's total. And that's what they've got to be thinking. And they've got two high-class players at the crease. Albeit one on debut and the other without any runs behind him. But quality players all the same. That's a good start from James Maguire. Probably should have been a bye there, but they've not taken it. Just starting to enter a bit of a quiet period in the game now. Ramsey and Crowther doing well to just soften the blow of those wickets and bring the tone down, bring some calm to proceedings. Doing a good job. And they've seen off a lot of the strike bowlers in this rotation as well, which means there will be part-timers to come. That's four. Well played, well controlled from Ramsey. First sign of him opening out a little bit. Gets him into double figures. Played it well. That's a rare sight from James Maguire. Doesn't normally dig him in. Can't recall him bowling a short ball in the first game at all. And he's been punished for his first attempt here. Good follow-up though. And Ramsey still hanging on in there. Hasn't looked totally fluent. But he's really fought hard and his defence has been very organised. Good again, and Chapman does the fielding. And another one goes by. Just a bit of a drift on at the moment. 62 for 5. Looks like Elliot Fox is going to be the new man. Good start from Fox. Oh, and I think misfield at long off there, but managed to collect it before it crossed the rope. Elliot Fox, the kind of cricketer who, not the most consistent, but he can make things happen from absolutely nowhere. Just bowl a magic ball. Such an energetic character. Never gives up, always up for the fight, scraps for his team. He's bowled this over well so far. That's going to be a wide. Dug that one in far too short. Looped harmlessly over Crowther's head. Good follow-up. First signs of aggression from Crowther. Aware that he's still on naught. Decent over that from Fox. But the partnership builds, and it's going to be, I think, Nav Saeed. Can he recover from his horror first over? Or horror start to the series, in fact, really. Taken for 20 in his first over here by Yusuf Sharif. Look at that position from Ricky Borrett at slip, right down low. Won't make much difference if he bowls those. That's 4 for Ramsey. And Saeed, doesn't look like the second over is going to be any better than the first on that evidence. That's a bit of a dart. Been a horror start to the series for Saeed. A pair with the bat in the first test and just 8 in the first innings here. Going all the way around the park with the ball. 1 wicket to his name from the first test, but very expensive in practically every over he's bowled. Managed to string a couple of dots off here though. Might do his confidence some good. Just needs something to go his way at the minute. And that was very nearly it. That's caught Ramsey where it hurts, I think, or not far from it. And takes out his anger on Saeed's last delivery. That's 4. So Saeed's poor day goes on. None for 28 off 2 from him. And we're going to see a bit of Callum Letts. Needs something to happen now, Alex's 11. This partnership just becoming a bit of a nuisance. They've still got Crowther on 0. And for as long as that's the case, he'll be twitchy. But James Ramsey is beginning to settle, playing very nicely now. What can the debutant produce? Looks like we're going to have a bit of a delay for a damaged ball. I think we're ready to get going again now. Let's to Crowther. Starts with a wide. Shown some promising signs, Callum Letts. Hasn't quite found his best form in this match, but shown some promising signs. Some pace, some movement. Just not been able to get it right. Starts with 2 wides. Good delivery. That's better from Letts. And loose again. And he's been wided again. That one looked a little harsh. But it was down leg. Let's just struggling a little bit here. Looks like he might be rushing a little bit. And where's that? That's 4. Nice from Crowther. He's off the mark in style. Nicely played that. Didn't try and overhit it. Fox got a hand on it. But that was racing away. Nicely timed from James Crowther. Good again from Letts. That's better. That was a tough over for him. Crowther's off the mark. And we're down to the last over of this rotation, which is going to be sent down by Lewis Chapman. If it's anything like his first over, they'll be pleased. Bowled really, really well in that first digs. Got himself a wicket. Looks an improved bowler, Lewis Chapman. The early signs in this series are that he's a much better, more accurate version of what he was in 2020. That's a good bit of fielding from Fox at mid-wicket. Ah, that's a good shot, James Ramsey. Nicely played through cover. He is starting to look good now, starting to get into his work. Fought really hard early on, but there's been some signs of class in the last few overs as this partnership has developed. Ah, that's lovely as well. That's 4. Beautiful from Ramsey. Hasn't tried to overhit it. The fielding's poor from West. Should have stopped it, but all the same. Lovely stroke. Technically perfect. And catches up with it, and that's 3 in a row for Ramsey. Starting to make a big difference in this game now. That 32 makes him the top scorer in the match so far, as well as having the best bowling figures up to now. Been a very, very impressive debut from him. Played very intelligently here, and he's cashing in now, sensing his moment. The support from Crowther has been priceless, and between them, they've deflated Alex's 11 here. Were really on a roll when they went through that spell of 8 for 5. But these two have just settled things down quietly, nervelessly, and they've got through to a new rotation at 96 for 5, and they're only 18 behind. And it's going to be Ricky Borrett who starts us off. He's been brilliant so far. Double wicket maiden in his first over. Should have had a wicket in his second, but for a drop catch. Bowled excellently so far. Given the batsman nothing. Made them play nearly every ball. Found movement, found bounce. And he's found himself a pat cordon again. Smith gives Borrett a lot of freedom with his field settings. Trusts him to bowl to what he sets. And will this wait make Crowther nervous? Or will it help to compose him? In comes Borrett. Hasn't made him play at that. There's not been too many of those from Borrett today. If there has been one criticism of him in the past, it's been that for all his aggression and intensity, he doesn't always make the batsman play as often as he should. But today he's been spot on. And a nick. Oh, and it's a drop again. Well, they're not doing themselves any favours, Alex's team. Not sure if that's dropped or if it's landed short. Oh, yeah, that's carried. It's daydreaming there, Saeed. Hands on hips. It's come at him low, in fairness, and it's come at him sharp, but he's not ready for it at all. Reacts very, very late. I think it's just bounced off his knee. Well, they really, really could have had themselves in a half-decent position here if they'd held their catches. Both of these two at the crease have been dropped. And for the luckless Borrett, has 2 drops in his last 2 overs. He's just resorted back to what we were mentioning earlier. Sometimes Borrett, he can let you get away with too many deliveries that you can watch go outside your off stump. He's avoided that up to now today, but this over, I think, has had 1 nick to the slips and the other 4 have been left alone. Just needs to straighten up a little bit here. Can he finish strong? That's a good ball, but it's well played by Crowther. Very well played. Another infuriating over goes by for Alex's team. Frustration building for them, but for Dan's 11, back in control of things now. And they've got Rob Maguire to contend with. Been a little off colour today. Did get the wicket of Safia, which was massive and what he was brought on to do. He's been quick, but not quite as accurate. Oh, but that's spot on. Brilliant from Rob Maguire. Always delivers. Such regularity he does this. When he gets it right, it's almost unplayable because of how late he gets that movement in. Ramsey just beaten for pace there, but it's been a really good contribution from him, an impressive debut from him. What a start to his backyard career. 32. Makes way for Gurpal Singh. Classy player when he gets going, Gurpal Singh, but he's found getting going hard to come by. He gets himself away with a boundary early on. Brings up the 100 for Dan's 11, just 14 behind now. The innings from Ramsey has brought them close to parity and has brought them a bit of stability after the middle order fell to pieces. But Maguire charging in now. Good from Gurpal Singh, got right across there. Patted it down in front of him. Good resolute defending. I think that was accidental from Ricky Borrett, but he's managed to swipe Gurpal Singh on the head. And left alone. But a good over that from Maguire. It's 100 for 6. Alex's 11 will be desperately hoping they can blast through the rest of the order and keep this lead as low as possible. They've kept themselves in this game, in this innings. That spell of 8 runs for 5 wickets could be a big difference come the end of the match. That could be the difference between a lead of sort of 30-40 here for Dan's team and what could have been, what they were hoping would have been well over 100, 150. They'd have been looking to win this game in this innings, Dan's 11. Not been able to do so up to now. Still more than capable, of course, with the batting that they've got to come. Still Dan Mears to follow after these two, who can bat, and Neil Murphy, more than capable of getting a few as well. So there's still scope for them to build this lead. There's been too much of that in this over from James Maguire. Not really made him play at anything. Oh, where's he going, Gurpal Singh? He was run out in the first test, Gurpal Singh. Needs to be a bit careful here. That's better from Maguire. But a bit of a lacklustre over from him. 104 for 6. Who next? Looks like it's going to be Butler. That's good from Gurpal Singh. He's been a little off colour again in this match, Jake Butler. Didn't have his greatest game in the first test. Bowled okay and bowled tidily, but just struggled to pose much of a threat. Well, they really need him to now. The lead is just 10. Alex is 11, desperately trying to stay in this game. They cannot afford to let this run away from them. Good fielding from Chapman. He's given that as a wide. That looked harsh. Seemed to be within the tram lines. Quite comfortably inside them. I think the umpire may have been fooled by the movement after it's passed the bat there. That's a couple of runs that Alex's 11 can't afford to lose. Been a quiet over this from Butler. As we said, it's been the theme of his series so far. Tidy. Not overly threatening. It's beautifully played. What a lovely shot that is from Gurpal Singh. A lot of class in that. Kept that down on top of the bounce. Beautifully played. That's lovely from Singh. Such a class player when he gets in. Struggled towards the back end of last year's series. And no score of note in the first test here. So he'll be itching to show some of his best form. But for now, he's going to take a back seat. It's going to be Callum Letts. Oh, what a catch that is. Oh, that's brilliant from Ricky Borrett. Just when they needed it most. It's a maiden backyard wicket for Callum Letts. That is fantastic. He's had no reaction time there at all. Look how wide he started there. Inside edge. Yeah. That's coming in quick. That is magnificent from Ricky Borrett. A big catch at a big moment. Good delivery from Letts first up. And it's a first test wicket for him. Congratulations to Callum Letts, but that is all about Ricky Borrett's reflexes there. Shows you the value of having a proper wicketkeeper in this form of the game. He is an out-and-out wicketkeeper in club cricket, Ricky Borrett. And his batting and bowling have been high class, but it's worth mentioning that in this series up till now, his keeping has also been excellent. And that's a big wicket at a big time. Still not in the lead yet, Dan's team. Alex's side still managing to keep them at bay. There's the cue for the captain himself, Dan Mears, to get this lead as high as they possibly can. Alex's 11 keeping on chipping away. If you'd offered them 7 wickets before losing their lead in this game, they would have absolutely bitten your hand off for it. It's been a really good fight back from them. Bowled really well. If there is a criticism, it is that. There's just been too many balls, sort of at least one in every over, that the batsmen don't have to play at. They haven't constantly made Dan's team play at every ball. And again there, Dan Mears hasn't had to lay bat on any of these yet. You don't want to give a new batsman sighters, but that's exactly what Callum Letts has done here. And the wide from the ball before that has brought the scores level. Dan's 11, 114 for 7. And it is going to be the captain. Not much of a surprise in this. They feel that Gurpal Singh is weaker against the left arm bowlers. Smith and Borat both have excellent records against Singh. No, it's a good start from Smith. And the fielding just about completed by Butler. Dot ball. Good start to the series for Smith with the ball. And got him swiping at that. Could be a wide, and it is. And that gives Dan's 11 the lead. 2 runs to the good now. Oh, what a delivery that is. Wow. That has done absolutely all sorts. That has pitched outside leg. And Ricky Borat has taken that halfway between himself and first slip. That has done everything from Smith. Magnificent delivery. But Gurpal Singh survives. Didn't know much about it. It's a beauty that from Smith. Can he follow it up? That's well played from Singh. But the pressure stays on. Another dot ball. 2 to come. Oh, and he gets away with another one. At the start of the over, Smith brought that leg slip up. He'd been at fine leg previously, brought him up to leg slip, knowing he was going to bowl in swingers at Gurpal Singh. He is there for that dismissal. And finishes the over with a sloppy one. Smith just lost his action there. But that was a good over again from the captain. 122 for 7. Dan's 11 in the lead. But by no means out of reach. And it's up to Elliot Fox now. Good from Fox and nicely played from Mears. Oh, he's had a go at it. Well, this is one of the last 4 overs of this bowling rotation, so perhaps Dan Mears is feeling that if they're going to take a big chunk of a lead here, this is the time to do it. To go after the part-timers. Bevan West, Nav Saeed and Lewis Chapman left to come in this rotation. As well as 3 more here from Fox, so we might see Dan Mears go for a few here. Oh, and he has, and it's 6. Played that well. Did well to get underneath that. Good shot. Kept it below the green and white divide, which is the fence limit. And that's 4 more. Picked his gap again there. Nicely played. He's a good player through the covers, Dan Mears. Plays the shot well. First one he got underneath and played through it. That one over the top of it. Ah, and that's probably the best of the lot. That's lovely. Brilliant finish to that over from Dan Mears. A 6 and 2 fours to finish. And that's changed the complexion of the game again. Suddenly, they look a little more relaxed in their position. That's the best of them. That's beautiful from Mears. A lovely shot. And in the blink of an eye, the lead has now moved up to 22. And suddenly there's a bit of breathing space with 3 wickets in hand. As a bare minimum, they'll be looking to get this above 50. Wouldn't be surprised if they went after Lewis Chapman here. 3 overs left in this bowling rotation before the frontliners can come back on. Wouldn't be a surprise if they use this as an opportunity to try and really open up that lead. And that's what he does. That's a lovely shot again from Gurpal Singh. He's looked in good touch today. Good keeping from Borat. That was a beautiful shot, the ball before from Gurpal Singh. Such a class about it. Oh, what about that? It's gone all the way. It's 6. And we apologise, but our camera from behind the wicket that would have tracked that 6 more appreciably, that camera is down at the moment, so we're not able to bring you replays from behind the wicket. Ah, it's a lovely shot again from Singh. Oh no, he might have him here. Might have him, he's given it. Gurpal Singh's gone. Ricky Borat, excellent again. He has been superb with the gloves in this match and in this series. That's a second high-class piece of wicket-keeping from him. Lewis Chapman, career best figures for him. He's got a 2-foot. And Gurpal Singh, that back foot just wandered out at the last moment. Big blow to strike that. Especially coming towards the end of the rotation before the front liners become available again. Mears and Singh just looking like they were going to take those overs apart. But Chapman has pegged back. Just to confirm, there was a wide given as well, so 2 extra runs for Dan's team as well as that wicket. And the last new man is going to be Neil Murphy. There is a last man standing, so Alex's team will need to get both of these 2 out. But they've kept chipping away in these latter stages. Since reducing them to 42 for 5, they've managed to keep chipping away, haven't let any big partnerships get going. And that has been the key to keeping them in this match. Still underdogs, Dan's 11, still with a tidy lead at the moment. If they can get it over 50, they'll be very happy. Would have expected a lot more, but they'll take what they can get, having lost 5 wickets for 8 runs at the top of the order. Lewis Chapman, they've gone after him, but he's responded really, really well. Kept his composure. Career best figures for him. 2 good wickets to take as well. Frontline batsman. Well done to Lewis Chapman. What can we see from Murphy? Oh, well. Absolutely nailed that. That brings up the 150. What a strike that is. No messing around from Neil Murphy. Smash that. That's a proper shot. Lovely from the all-rounder. What a start for him. Bevan West starts with a loose one again. And again, just to mention the wicket keeping again, Ricky Borat, that could easily have been a bite with a lesser keeper. Oh, but that's going to be 4. Nicely played from Mears. He's been excellent through that cover region today. Most of his runs coming through there. Oh, I'm going after it again. Just need to straighten up a little bit to him. Restrict that cover area. And see if they can get him doing something out of his comfort zone. That's a bit more like it. More towards the body. Shown some good signs on his debut, Bevan West, with the ball and with the bat. Didn't quite manage to go on with the bat, but was joint top scorer. And with the ball, too much looseness in between some decent deliveries. And another over goes by, 156 for 8. And that just leaves Nav Saeed in this rotation. Will Murphy go after him, or will he just try and survive and give Dan Mears a partner for the new bowling rotation? Be interesting to see how he goes here. Nav Saeed low on confidence, under pressure, and he is going to have a go at him, Neil Murphy. Got himself right down leg and tried to hit that through mid-off. Been an electric start to Neil Murphy's innings. And gives that one some clap, but a thick edge. Well, Murphy has clearly not come to the crease to muck around. He's going to play his shots. Anything he can get, they'll be happy with. But Saeed has managed to keep him quiet so far. Could use a good over for his own confidence. Oh, what a shot that is. That's 4. Murphy gets him away. Well played, Neil Murphy. Career best for him. 8 not out in just his 2nd test match. And 4 more. Brilliant from Neil Murphy. Come in with serious intent here. And Saeed, yet again, under a bit of pressure. Needs to finish up with a good one. Oh, full toss, and it's a thick edge, and it is going to be another boundary. 3 in a row for Neil Murphy. Let's have a look at the last 3 balls of that over again. That's an excellent shot, that. Repeats the next ball. A bit more fortunate with that one, but they all count the same. Well played, Neil Murphy. He moves to 16, and suddenly the lead is over 50. Priceless runs, those, for Dan's team. But we are into a new rotation, and the big guns are coming back on. Rob Maguire immediately. Shows how good of a bowler Rob Maguire is, that he's been a little off colour today, but still his figures read 2 for 8. And that's a good one. Wasn't far from the off stump. Unfortunately, our back camera not active at the moment, which is a shame. It would have been nice to see how close that was to the off peg there. Mears has fought hard. He's got to keep going. It's a good shot and well fielded. Maguire again. Fighting really hard for his team, Dan Mears. It's a trademark of his batting. You have to work hard to get him out. He is a scrapper, and he will not give you his wicket lightly. And he's holding his own here. Oh, that one looks like it might have hurt. I think midriff. Yeah, it looks like he's taken a bit of a blow there, Mears. I don't think it's hit the pebbles, but certainly a blow to the chest or the stomach. And no surprise, he stays leg side of that one. Finishes up the over, he survived it. Good character from Dan Mears. 31 overs down, and the lead 54. And Ricky Borrett had an excellent day with the ball. Could have been better, but for drop chances. Yet to concede a run in his 3 overs. Took those key wickets earlier on. Sam Dennis and Randolph West. Been in excellent form all round at the start of this series, Ricky Borrett. Bat, ball and glove. And he's got Neil Murphy in his sights now. Oh, Murphy's come charging forward at him there. It has been a little gem of an innings from Neil Murphy, this. Hugely entertaining, absolutely fearless. And down the wicket at him again. You don't see many batsmen step down the pitch and try and track Ricky Borrett, but Murphy playing without fear. He's really enjoying himself here, Neil Murphy. It's been a good watch. And down the pitch again. Not managed to get a bat on any of them so far. Borrett has responded well to Murphy's movements. But you feel one way or another, the dam's going to burst some way here. And really charged him that time. Oh, this is brilliant from Neil Murphy. How he's still there, I'm not quite sure. I think Ricky Borrett right about now might be learning the benefit of bowling at the stumps. Surely a matter of time if he can hit the poles. And tracked again. He's tracked every ball of this over, Neil Murphy. And yet, he is still there. Brilliant from the all-rounder. Great fun. And he's proving a nuisance to Alex's team here. This will have a psychological effect, the work that Murphy's doing. And he's got an edge on it, but collected by West. Well, that was good fun, but in the end, made an over. Murphy enjoying himself. It's going to be Callum Letts to see what he can produce. Just starting to get a bit frustrated again now, Alex's team. They want to knock these last 2 over quickly. And the debutant now into Mears. Nope, full start. Letts again. Oh, good catch again. Excellent yet again from Ricky Borrett. What a day it's been for him. Shame we can't show you that from the back angle. But a great take. And Callum Letts, second wicket for him on debut. Just what they needed. A good innings out from Dan Mears. Fought hard, pressed runs in the circumstances. Really valuable 18. But Callum Letts has got the breakthrough. And they'll be hoping that they can finish this off quite quickly now. Wonder if Neil Murphy fancies coming down the pitch to Letts. Excellent catch again from Ricky Borrett. The wicket keeping has been high class today. That's his second outstanding one-handed catch, as well as a really sharp stumping and 2 for none with the ball. Been quite the afternoon for him. And Murphy does come down the pitch again. And again he gets away with it. Callum Letts. Oh, where is it? It's straight up. It's over the fence. And that will be the end of that. Letts gets his man. It's a third on debut for him. A brilliantly entertaining cameo from Neil Murphy comes to an end. Enjoyed himself out there. It's 168. And the lead is 54 for Dan's team. And you feel that both sides will be relatively happy. And will feel it could have been a lot worse at times. Dan's 11, 168 all out. So Dan's 11, 168 all out in the end, a lead of 54 on first innings. They've survived an early wobble of 8 for 5, and that is what has kept Alex's team in the game, was that little rampage there. But Yusuf Sharif and James Ramsey top scored. James Ramsey benefited from some fortune but looked really good on debut. And Sharif looked in fabulous touch again. Some resistance from the lower order, valuable runs from Singh, Mears and Murphy. And for Alex's team, it was the captain who made the initial breakthrough, but from there on in, it was down to the excellence of the bowling attack as a unit. Ricky Borrett and Rob Maguire led the way, and Callum Letts offered great support on debut. But as a unit, the bowling team, very, very good, and they'll be happy that they're still in this game. They would have been fearing a lot worse, and we'll see how they respond in the third innings.